Wow! The season of Lent. 4 letters. You can say it in church. L-E-N-T. It doesn't mean to loan to somebody else. It means get your life in order. Lent, Lent, Lent. Welcome to the Pastors of Pain show. I'm here with my amigo, the housemate, the other pastor of the Red Dirt Riviera. Oh, sorry.
Greetings.
Oh, hello, Father Brian O'Brien.
Hey, everybody.
Father Brian O'Brien.
Thanks for joining us.
He's the pastor of St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church in Stillwater at 711 North Knobloch. And I'm
North
the pastor
Country
of St.
Club.
John Catholic
Country
Student
Club.
Center at 201 South. Did I get those mixed up?
A little bit.
711
It's
North
okay.
Country Club.
It's okay if you don't know where you live.
201 North Knobloch. How'd I get south in there? Both of us are on the north end of town.
North Country Club.
North Country Club.
Welcome.
It is. It's a great season of Lent. Okay. I'm
It's
gonna
almost over.
I'm gonna throw a spitball at you. Best thing.
Curveball? Did you mean a curveball?
It's knuckleball, spitball, fast.
Curveball is like something. Here's comes something different.
Okay.
Oh, he threw me a curveball.
Oh, really?
Oh, he threw me a
changeup?
spitball.
A changeup?
You.
Oh, like the Astros
yikes.
cheating.
Ouch.
Okay. Well.
Okay, what? You're
Okay.
throwing me a curveball?
Yeah, I have
spitball?
I have 2 questions for you.
About Lent?
Yeah, one is about Lent. One is
Okay.
about something else.
All right.
Okay. The first one, non-Lent. Baseball card collection.
Yeah.
Hold on. Remember Coffee Talk from Saturday Night Live?
That's so
Baseball card collection. Here you go. Talk
Rhode
amongst
Island
yourselves.
is neither a road nor an island.
Debate. Discuss.
Yeah, so I went home. This was last week. I saw my parents for the first time in 470 days. And it was awesome. We kind of did, my parents are kind of laying low COVID-wise. But we got a chance just to be together. So I went to the home of my childhood.
What, is that really the home of
My
your
boy-
childhood?
Yeah, that's where I grew up.
Like from what age to what age?
3rd grade to the present.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you went to all your old schools and
I just drove by. Like I went for a walk every day. So I drove by
the
good
corner of my mind.
Deerwood Elementary, Creekwood Middle School, Kingwood High School. But anyway, so obviously I was looking forward to like seeing my parents.
Yes.
Because I hadn't seen them in a very long time.
470 days.
Then the other thing I was looking forward to was just, of course, a little rest, kind
Yep.
of sleeping in, good prayer, hanging out.
Not putting up with the people of Payne County.
Yeah, no, everybody needs a break from
They do.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really didn't. I wasn't like at my wit's end, like I got to get out of here. But it was a good time. It was spring break, so things kind of slow down in the city of Stillwater because we're a college town.
Okay.
Then the other thing I was really looking forward to was during COVID, so back it up a year or so. During COVID, people have been spending more time at home.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So a lot of people, if you remember last sort of March, April, when like literally nobody was going
This was a year ago,
anywhere,
365 days ago.
people were like cleaning out their house and, now I'm stuck at home. I can't go to work. Well, we might as well clean the garage.
Exactly.
So what happened there is that a lot of people sort of stumbled upon
Treasures?
their old like collectibles from their youth. So, some
Okay.
people collect this or that. Well, anyway, when I was a kid, I mean, in my middle school years, elementary school into middle school, like baseball cards were my life.
Yeah. How much? You said this one time. How many baseball players' names did you know?
Oh, I mean,
Because you have an impeccable memory of
all of
names.
them?
I have I can't remember anybody's
so
name.
I would say this, in 1986,
Okay.
or it would be 1987, when you're collecting baseball cards, like you would buy, you buy a pack, and in the pack would be 15
Some
cards
rotten bubble gum.
with a hard bubble gum, and that was the way you collected. Like, okay, so in the 1986 top set, there were 762 cards.
The what? 1981 set?
1986 tops. So that was like the company, the baseball card company.
Sure.
So that you had to. So
Wow.
in sort of 15 or 20, I don't know how many were in the pack, increments, you would try to collect 762 cards. And that's exactly what I did over the course of a year.
You memorized all these names?
So you're buying packs.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, now I have these 15 cards.
But you also have to know like what you have and the
What
names
you have
of
and
dudes.
what you're missing. Right. So you keep lists. of what you have and what you don't have. So then you go out and you buy packs, and you're like, oh, I hope I have, I hope I get a Kevin Bass for the Astros. That was in fact that was the last card I didn't have. So then you could like trade your friends too. Like, okay, I have two, Jose Lind, second baseman for the Pirates. Oh, okay, I'll trade you. Oh, I have two of these, and I need.
So if anybody's out there and they've got a Kevin Bass card from 1987, send it in.
Herbeck, first baseman for the Minnesota Twins.
I've never heard of some of these people.
So over the course of a year, I mean, you're constantly looking at the cards, and so you know who they are.
And that has developed your brain skill of memorizing names.
I guess.
Because I think you have an incredible memory.
Maybe.
I'll detail somebody out to you. I'll be like, it's this and this and this and all these facts about them, and you're like, and you'll name the person. I'm like,
yeah.
How do you know that? I don't know all their names. Oh, training.
So anyway, I spent several hours, just like my mom sort of like hangs out in her chair. My dad's sort of, he's around the house doing stuff. And I sat on the couch and I went through every card one by one.
Whoa.
And what I was looking for was kind of looking for like cards that have since become kind of valuable.
How do you know if they've become valuable?
Are they any good, Did people from the 80s and early 90s, like Randy Johnson, who's a big pitcher, McGuire, Canseco, Cal Ripken, Daryl, all those kind of guys.
Strawberry?
Billy Strawberry.
Bean?
Billy Bean?
Billy Bean?
I have Billy Bean. I have some Billy Bean cards, yeah.
Yeah, from Moneyball?
Yeah. But I mean, so it turns out my card collection, I was a big collector of like Cal Ripken Jr., who was the shortstop for the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, yeah, retired Hall of Famer.
So those are probably, Cal Ripken and like Pete Rose are probably my most valuable cards.
Right. They're in a safe now, guarded by lasers and Rottweilers.
They're actually at our house.
Guarded.
I didn't bring all my baseball cards back to Stillwater, but I brought some of them.
Okay. So
and now I can like go through them, and I don't know.
You were showing us the other night.
Sell them on eBay.
And I have a question. Why did you have a Hello Kitty collection too?
I did not. Do you know what I did find? Is I was not a big collector, but I found a big stack. Do you remember Garbage Pail Kids?
Oh, Mad Mike. Yes.
So I have a whole stack. So I actually looked those up. There are some really valuable, like rare
Cabbage Patch Kids, Garbage Pail Kids.
But anyway, the stack that I have they were not the valuable ones.
Yeah, I mean, you collect sticker cards to not put them on anything. I never understood that.
Because now, I mean, they're valuable now, some of those. And it's even better if you have like stuff that's unopened. Like an unopened, I mean, I don't know. I used to do like G.I. Joe and He-Man and all that.
It's like, here's your toys. Don't play with them.
If you had like an unopened He-Man like toy, that would be like way better than the one. I mean, I had that I like played with.
The one that you painted your name on the back of was your Sharpie?
And I used to like rip the arms off and, like stuff like that. Well, because the arms would come off, so you could be like, oh, he's in a battle, like, oh, and this guy like chops his arm off, and then you like literally pull his arm off.
Wow.
And then he would keep fighting with his other arm,
Socking the other guy in the jaw.
The battle. Dude, He-Man. Don't mess with them.
So second question is, since we
this is not our topic.
This is not our topic, but it was fun.
Fascinating insight into the life of your priests.
Well, yes, the things that are in our past that are now in our present.
That was that your first question?
That was my very first question.
Oh my gosh.
So our real topic is Holy Week.
Yes.
Yes. So that was my second question.
Oh, tell me about Holy Week.
Like Holy Week as a priest. Like when you look out at your schedule and you're looking out in the distance and you go, Holy Week. First phrase to come out of your mouth. Oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
First, I get nervous.
Nervous.
It's a lot of Holy Week. Holy Week is awesome.
Okay, for our people who do not know the vocabulary of the word Holy Week.
Okay, so Holy Week is a week.
Thank you.
It's a 7 day period.
It translates into most languages. La Semana Santa.
The earth goes around the sun 7 times.
Uh-huh.
And it consists. So it starts with this Sunday, which is Palm Sunday.
Ooh.
and then it runs until Easter Sunday. So Sunday to Sunday. So really Saturday, and in our case, kind of Saturday night. So if you come to Mass Saturday night, it's Palm Sunday.
Yep.
Okay. So it's the big events of Holy Week are Palm Sunday, which begins. Depending on where you live, in our diocese here on Tuesday of Holy Week, we have what is called the Chrism Mass, which we'll talk through. Then the next big event is Holy Thursday.
Correct.
Then Good Friday, the day on which Jesus died. Then Holy Saturday, Jesus in the tomb. And then Easter Sunday, Jesus rises from the dead, which then begins the season of Easter.
Correct.
So there's Lent. So Lent actually ends Wednesday night. But then we begin a kind of a 3-day liturgical season, which is called the Triduum. Like tricycle, and
Doom.
Triceratops.
Triangulate.
Triangle. Yes. So and the Triduum is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yep. And then Sunday, Jesus rises, and it's the Easter season. So when we say Holy Week, that's what we're talking about. It's kind of 5-6 big: Palm Sunday, the Chrism Mass, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, Easter Sunday.
Yep.
6 big events.
6 big events in 7 days.
So when people say, "Wow, Holy Week is coming," I am definitely excited because it's awesome. The liturgies are beautiful. It's for us. It's people who are going to be coming into the church. There's baptisms and confirmations and first communions. The Chrism Mass is really cool, but it makes me nervous because it's a lot of moving parts.
Correct.
Like when I wake up on a typical Sunday, I'm not nervous at all. I mean, I know, okay, this is going to be a busy day, but I know, okay, I got my homily. I know and I know how to celebrate a Sunday Mass. So excited, but Palm Sunday is like Sunday Mass plus
another gospel,
some stuff,
processions,
some
maybe
kind of cool stuff at the beginning.
Yeah.
Holy Thursday Mass is Mass, but it's Mass plus. I mean, there's the washing of the feet. There's this sort of procession at the end with the Eucharist. Good Friday is actually not Mass. Anyway, so and then the Easter Vigil Saturday night is very complicated in its liturgical essence. It's there's just a lot going on in the course of Holy Week. So I try to kind of not plan a lot of things. So like if people are saying, "Hey, I really need to meet," if I can avoid the meeting during Holy Week, I'm going to avoid it. So obviously if there's things, somebody's dying or like, let's go. We're happy to do it. But so several people have like, "Hey, I'd really like to meet, for spiritual direction or for, something." And I say, "Okay, great. What, how about the week after Easter?" Just to try to push all that stuff so that Holy Week can be, a week of prayer, as it should be for all of us. But also there's a lot of preparation that needs to go into it. Preaching, just organizing things.
Yeah,
Is that do you get nervous?
I don't necessarily get nervous. I look out to Holy Week and I think, yes, do we have palm branches?
All those logistics. Yeah.
So last year, 365 days ago, Holy Week was me and like 7 other people.
And we got shut down.
It was every day we had different grad students or seniors sign up to come to the liturgy, but we were not permitted to distribute Holy Communion.
Oh, yeah, we couldn't have more than 10 people.
Yeah. And so it was like 7 plus myself plus a server plus the camera person got us up to
This
10.
is like Holy Week take 2.
Yes. Remember when the Chrism Mass was during the summertime, the renewal of
that was so weird.
Yeah, it's the only time in modern history that it's happened. I look at it. I look at Holy Week and I think this is one of my favorite times of the year. I was talking to my staff the other day, and we were just talking about different things of Holy Week, and Lauren Lacey said, "I love Holy Week." And we always take Thursday and Friday off because I want, my staff to take their kids to Holy Week events. I want them to go. Like, I want Matt to take him and his wife and kids to Holy Thursday and Good Friday because they're in school and they're out.
Yeah.
And so I don't want him at work. I want him to like participate with his children in this beautiful time that is really
it's mysterious.
Mysteriously seeing
So cool.
our salvation being won for us. Because what I see is like, I'm reading this book and my staff is reading it called The Pain of Christ and the Sorrow of God. And it's Gerald Vaughn's.
Sounds pleasant.
Gerald Vaughn's, these are his meditations. He's a Dominican.
My staff is reading a book called How to Be Happy. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
The Joy of the Gospel. And I'm reading The Pain of Christ.
and sorrow.
The Pain of Christ, the Sorrow of God. But he has got this really great line in the first chapter. He says, this time is bringing us back into the love story of God's relationship with man and woman.
Yeah.
The love story. And so that's the way I've started to look at Holy Week. I mean, just this year, one of the benefits of this great season of Lent is just to look at this as like, this is God's love story for us. Palm Sunday, his entrance into Jerusalem, and his suffering, and his, humiliation, and his abandonment by his friends, and these 12 apostles who he's been discipling and training and teaching them, who just basically act like the pagans around them on these days when he is going through his passion. So I just love to look at Holy Week sort of with a new lens every year, because I think I can, we can get, as priests and as Christians, we can get very comfortable with words that Jesus saved me from sin and death and restored me to new life.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, it just becomes like riding a bicycle or,
like in relationships too, like, you run into, when you say to someone like, I love you. Like,
thanks, Brian.
Do you mean like, do you just like, I love you, love you? I mean, is it, are you saying it, or are you just saying it? Yeah. And so when we get into like the story of our salvation, and we get into like, I love Jesus, and Jesus suffered and died and rose, like, is this like, I mean, is it just like any other story? Or is it thus, is it the story? How deeply can we enter into that? And Holy Week it's kind of a slap in the face. I mean, it's a reminder of that. And you see it. I mean, that's the beauty. So if you can go, because you couldn't go last year. You didn't go last year.
Right.
If you can go, and if you've never been, I would say this, if you've never been to Holy Thursday, you should go. It's powerful. It's beautiful. I mean, so it's the Mass. But in the Mass, we'll walk people through it. In the Holy Thursday, part of the Holy Thursday Mass is the washing of the feet. And so the priest, your pastor,
yep.
And it'll still look different a little bit this year in some places, but we're doing it. We're washing
Correct.
feet. And we pick out 12 people, not 13, not 11, 12. Why?
25, not the whole church?
Not the whole church. Because it goes back to the story. Jesus wrapped a towel around his waist and bent down, and he washed the feet of his apostles. So we picked 12 people. We try to do, I don't know how you pick them, but we kind of do a representative sample. English speakers, Spanish speakers. We usually have like this year we'll have one of our RCIA candidates. We'll have one of the confirmation kids. One of the first communion.
Can you do the people that are going to be baptized?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do that. We have 3 people to be baptized.
And then I asked a member of our parish council, and then one of the Knights of Columbus.
Whoa.
I think that gets to us to 12.
Fantastic.
Anyway, it's really cool. But I mean, that's something you're not going to see at any other Mass the whole year.
That's right.
The washing of the feet. And so your pastor is literally going to wash the feet of his people.
Right.
To be like Jesus.
Right.
It's so cool.
One of my favorite parts of the Triduum is the welcoming Jesus on Palm Sunday into Jerusalem. Hosanna to the Son of David. And those same people who then say, crucify him.
Crucify him.
And he says, but he is your king. And they say, we have no king but Caesar. You don't get that throughout the year. And you get this shot right to the heart. One year when I was a priest.
You still are, by the way.
Thank you. 1 year on, I think it was Palm Sunday, I actually started crying from the pulpit. And I'm like, why am I crying? Well, I didn't want to sound like a robot. Why am I crying? And like tears start coming down my face.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, Wakulich, get yourself together. And I realized people were looking at me. His tears are rolling down my face because we're saying, Jesus, just like, the prophet said, the Lord will come riding on the ass of a foal of an ass. He's riding into Jerusalem as a king on a war donkey like David did. And they're singing, Hosanna to the Son of David. Our new king is here. And then when presented, I said, no, we have no king but Caesar. And then another year, it really choked me up when there's Barabbas. And he says, which one do you want me to release to you? Jesus, who is called the Christ, the anointed one, or Barabbas. And I was reading, I think it was Fulton Sheen, and he had this line. He said, remember, you're making a choice between two sons of a father. Barabbas, Bar, which means son, Abba, Barabbas, the son of the Father, and Jesus, the anointed one, the Son of the eternal Father. Choose wisely. And I heard that phrase, and it says, release Barabbas. And I was like, oh. Like it just made, like, it's in the middle of the gospel, and my heart just sinks.
Choose God or choose the world.
Well, I mean, that's the Wednesday night gospel from this past week is, like, they say, our father is Abraham. And he says, you are trying to kill me because you don't want my father to be your father. We're always choosing the wrong father. We need to choose God, Jesus's father.
Yeah. So I think we could say in the strongest possible terms, as you are able, enter into Holy Week.
Mm-hmm.
So Palm Sunday will begin. When you walk in the church, you're going to receive a palm.
Don't make it into a cross immediately.
Yeah, just hold it.
Just hold it.
Just hold it.
Don't tear it to pieces.
You don't have to. Yeah, like make it into something.
This is not Catholic origami.
Yeah, just hold it. People are so proud after Mass. They're like, look what I made. And you're like,
this was not a craft shop.
At what point in the Mass did you have time to make that? Like
during your homily?
Yeah.
While you were preaching, yeah. I was bored.
But, Palm Sunday, though, I will tell you, is seeing sort of Holy Week through the eyes of priests. Holy Week, I wish I had it with me. Palm Sunday is one of the times when the church actually recommends a shorter than usual homily because because the gospel
is long
and kind of in some ways kind of speaks for itself. So you don't need a big long exposition. Just let the church is like to priests and deacons, like, look, guys, just
take it easy.
Just let say.
So no 18-minute sermons?
Say a few things and out. So that's Palm Sunday. So then a Tuesday night, many people won't get to see this because it happens for us here in Payne County. The Chrism Mass, it takes place at the cathedral in Tulsa.
T-Town.
So people can come. There's going to be limited seating.
Everyone, do you RSVP already?
Everyone are spaced out. I've RSVP'd.
Okay, make sure. We're glad.
But it's a big day for priests.
Big day,
because we as priests, we surround our bishop, who was just here in Stillwater a couple weeks ago, and we as priests we renew our priestly promises.
We don't take vows,
right? Not vows, priestly promises. So on the day that we were ordained, deacons and then later priests, we promised to do some things. We promised to pray,
obedience
with and for the people of God.
Oh, yeah.
We promised
Respect and obedience.
celibacy.
Oh, yep.
And we promised respect and obedience to our bishop and to his successors.
Oh, the successors is the one.
Yeah, because we were not ordained by our current bishop.
That's true.
That would be terrible if it was just, you promise respect to me.
And obedience.
But not to the next guy. Like, ooh, that would not work. So at the Chrism Mass, we renew our promises as priests. And then what's big for the diocese is then the bishop blesses the oils.
The oils.
That will be, so there's three oils that we then use all year long.
Which I don't use one of them very often.
No,
the oil of the infirmed.
Yeah.
When you were out of town at some point in time, I think at a development event for parish fundraising, you called me and were like, "Hey, Father Robert's out of town. Can you go anoint this person?" And I was like,
where's my book?
So I had to get the book out. I actually take the oil stock and pour it into a little.
You don't keep it in your truck?
No, because one time I took it out and it stunk. It was really hot in there. It like went sour.
Yeah,
or something.
I always keep it in my truck. I mean, I don't have a truck.
So the oil of the infirmed, the oil of the catechumens, and the oil of the sacred chrism. So the sacred chrism, which is used for confirmations, baptisms, the consecration of an altar.
Yep. Ordination of priests and bishops.
Do you seal it on the cross on the 12 candles of the church too?
We did when the church was dedicated, March 11th, 2018. The altar was consecrated with chrism, and then the walls.
Okay. So there's lots of things that sacred chrism, and it's got this aroma to it. So what is it called? Attar or something? Balsam. It's
olive oil mixed with balsam.
And it's just like, as soon as the bishop pours it in, there's this aroma. And it's so good. It's so beautiful. And so it's because I use it pretty liberally. I pour it on people's.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because like at baptism, I will like pour it into my hand and like put it on their head. And then, like confirmation the same way. I got leftover stuff, so why not put it on their skull and then the sign of the cross on their forehead with what I got? Like I'll just use my hand to like goober some up.
I love it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's this Tuesday night at Holy Family Cathedral in Tulsa. All the priests will be there. I mean, if they're able, it's kind of a
get here.
You got to be there unless you're
all hands on.
Unless you're ill or have dementia or something,
or you're way too far away and you
you got
called to the hospital.
Yeah, but even
the guys from the Panhandle drive out to Oklahoma City.
Even the far away guys. I mean, it's
Hooker, Beaver, Boise City guys show up.
It's an expectation, to be there. So that's Tuesday night, and then Thursday night, Holy Thursday, which is the washing of the feet. Friday, which we call Good Friday, is actually not a mass. Right. We call it actually a Good Friday service.
It's the only time priests don't celebrate mass.
Because the Eucharist is distributed, but one of the things we do is we have to consecrate enough hosts on Thursday night for Thursday, and for Friday, and for if somebody is dying, and we need to go to them on Friday or Saturday.
What time is your veneration of the cross and whatnots?
We're doing Holy Thursday 7:00.
Ours is at 3.
Good Friday, 7:00.
Oh, sorry. 6:00, and then ours is Friday at 3. Sorry.
Whoa. So we're doing Holy Thursday, 7. Good Friday, stations at 3. Good Friday service at 7. Easter Vigil, 8:30. And then Easter Sunday, we actually just added a Mass. So we're doing Easter Sunday, 7, 8:30, 10, 11:15, and 1:00 in Spanish. What's your schedule in our last little time here?
8:00 on the Easter Vigil. And then 10 a.m. on Sunday.
All right. And then you have something early Saturday morning.
Saturday morning we have Tenebrae, 6 a.m.
Yeah. And what's that?
Tenebrae is the singing of the Lamentations and the Psalms and whatnots like that.
Okay.
It's beautiful. Show up if you want to.
So people should go to that.
Yeah, check it out, CatholicPokes.com. It's all on the website and the calendar.
All right. Well, that's Holy Week through the eyes of priests. If you have any questions, let us know. We love you, and we hope to see you during Holy Week. It's going to be awesome.
Peace.